In this lecture, I am going to discuss about the periodic and aperiodic signal. Uh, the basic properties of the periodic signal, its characteristics of the periodic signal, and how you will determine the signal periodicity, or you can say time period of the periodic signal. So first, what is a periodic signal? The main characteristics of periodic signal is its nature will be repeated after a fixed interval of time. Fixed interval of time. You can see here, this is a periodic signal and its nature is repeated after a time interval of t. And this smallest time interval after which its nature is repeated is called fundamental time period. So this is a periodic signal because its nature is repeated again and again, and the smallest interval during which its nature is repeated is called fundamental time period, or simply time period of the periodic signal. Similarly, you can see in second plot, this is a periodic signal. This is a periodic signal because its nature is repeated after time interval of t. So this is the smallest interval during which its nature is repeated. So this is called fundamental time period. So this is the main characteristics of the periodic signal, and you can easily recognize whether from the plot whether it is periodic or not. Just you have to check whether its nature is repeating nature or not, and the minimum interval during which its nature is repeated, that minimum interval will be its fundamental period, or you can say simply a time period. So periodic signal has a definite pattern, has a definite characteristic. It is a deterministic signal. There is no any uncertainty in its magnitude. At any instant of time, you can determine its magnitude. So it is a deterministic signal. It is a regular signal. It is not a random signal. And the most important thing is its repeated nature. Nature of such signal will be in repeated form. Its nature will be repeated after a fixed interval of time, and the smallest interval during which its nature will be repeated, that smallest interval is called uh, fundamental time period, or simply time period. The other characteristics, this is you can easily recognize from the plot. And the other thing is, if this is a periodic signal, if this is a periodic signal, and this is a periodic signal, this is a periodic signal. This is very important property of the periodic signal. And this is some physical quantity xt, some physical quantity xt. This is time axis. And if you want to shift, and this is the time period, fundamental time period. Fundamental time period of this signal is t. And now the important thing is, if you want to shift this signal by one time period, if you want to shift this signal by one time period, then what will happen? Suppose you want to shift signal in this direction by one time period, then what will happen? This section will exist here. This section will exist here. This section similarly, this section will exist here. Similarly, this section will exist here. Similarly, this section will exist here. And ultimately what you will see, neither its nature, nor its pattern, neither nor its shape. Nothing will change if you will shift the periodic signal through one time period or two time period in either direction. So this is another main property of the periodic signal. That is, if periodic signal has a fundamental interval of t, if xt is a periodic signal and its fundamental time interval is t, or you can say the time period is t, then if you will shift this signal either in right direction or in left direction, neither its characteristic, neither its characteristics, pattern, shape, nothing will change if you will shift periodic signal either in right or left direction by one or by one time period, either in left or right or by multiple of time period, the nature will be same. So this is the main property of the periodic signal. Means periodic signal can be shifted in multiples of time period. Its nature characteristic will not change. So this is the main uh, property of the periodic signal, and which you can use in the analysis of signal in signaling system. So the other thing is periodic signal. If xt is a periodic signal, then xt and xt plus t, xt plus 2t, xt plus nt, all will be equal. If sin omega t is a periodic signal and its fundamental time period is t, then sin omega t must be equal to sin omega t plus t, or t minus t must be equal to sin omega t plus t, t minus 2t, all will be equal. So this is the one of the property of the periodic signal. So periodic signal can be shifted either in left or in right by one time period or two time period or n time period, multiple of n time period. So its characteristic will not change, its amplitude will not change, its none of its nature will change. So this is the other property of the periodic signal. Now I am going to discuss some of the property of the periodic signal. If I have, if I am asking you whether this signal is periodic or not, this signal is periodic or not, this is up to infinity, whether this signal is periodic or not, then what will be your answer? Now you have to check. You can see here, uh, it is repeated. Its nature is repeated after a fixed interval of time, and this smallest interval is called time period. So from the plot, it seems it is a periodic signal. But what will happen when we will shift the plot through one time period? What will happen if you will shift this plot through one time period? Then this section will exist here. This section will exist here. This section will be shifted by one time period. So this section will exist here. Similarly, this section will exist here. And from this point to this point, there is no any signal. So since you are shifting this plot in right direction, so this is xt minus t. This is omega t. And what you are analyzing here, these two signals are not same. But for periodic, these two signals are not same, because in this signal, you can see here, there is a amplitude of signal from 0 to t, but in this signal there is no any amplitude of the or you can say zero amplitude of the signal from 0 to t. So these two signal are not equal, and as you know, for periodic signal xt must be equal to xt plus minus t. So theoretically, you can say this signal is not periodic. It seems periodic, but periodics it is not periodic, because when you will shift the signal through one time period, what you are seeing here, its characteristics is changing. In first plot, in first plot, there is a strength of signal in between 0 to t, but in second plot there is no any strength of signal in between 0 to t. So theoretically, this is not a periodic signal. While its nature is repeated, its nature is repeating after a fixed interval of time, it satisfies all the properties of the periodic signal. But in this signal, xt will not be equal to xt minus t. That is why this is not a periodic signal. So the first property of periodic signal is it is everlasting. Everlasting means periodic signal will start from minus infinity and finish up to plus infinity. It will exist from minus infinity to plus infinity. So theoretically this is not periodic, but this is a periodic signal. This is a periodic signal because these signal are existing between from minus infinity to plus infinity. So this is the meaning of everlasting signal. The signal will exist from minus infinity to plus infinity. So in theoretical sense, you can say sin omega t is periodic signal because sin omega t can be defined in time range of minus infinity to plus infinity. But if sin omega t will start from 0, then you can say this is not a periodic signal. So this is the meaning of everlasting. So periodic signal must be in the range between minus infinity to plus infinity. So this is the meaning of everlasting signal. The second property is the area under the periodic signal over any interval of duration t will be same. Means if we will calculate area in this one time period, this area, or if you will calculate area in this interval, then under one time period, the area of the periodic signal will be same. So if this is a periodic signal, this is a periodic signal, then area under 0 to t, area under 0 to 2t, area under uh, t to 2t, area under 2t to 3t, all this area will be equal. So it has a definite pattern. That is why it is called the periodic signal has definite pattern, definite shape. It is not irregular, it is a regular waveform. And the most important thing is the sum of two periodic signals is not necessarily a periodic signal. This is very important. If two signals are periodic and you are adding these two signal, these two periodic signal, then it is not necessary that the resultant signal will be a periodic signal. That is, xt and yt are two periodic signal, and time period of these two signals are t1 and t2. Then the sum of these two periodic signal will be periodic only when the ratio of its time period must be a rational number. Must be a rational number. This is very important property of the periodic signal, that if two or more than two periodic signals are added together, then whether the resultant signal will be periodic or not, the answer is it may be a periodic signal or it may not be a periodic signal. It depends on the ratio of their fundamental interval. If ratio of their fundamental interval is a rational number, then it will be a periodic. Otherwise, it will not be a periodic. Suppose three periodic signals, x1, x2, x3, with time period t1, t2, and t3 are added together, then will the resultant signal yt be periodic? It may be a periodic or it may not be a periodic. Just you have to check this ratio, the ratio between T1 and T2 and ratio between T1 and T3. If this is a rational and this one is also rational, then you can say this sum will also be a periodic. Otherwise, it will not be a periodic signal. So this is very important property of the periodic signal. In next lecture, I will discuss a numerical example of periodic signal also. This is just for understanding of the periodic signal. What is periodic signal? Let us consider one example here. This is a signal here, x1, x2, x3, x3 are three periodic signals. And question is check whether some of these three periodic signals is periodic or not. x1t, x2t, x3t are the periodic signal, but whether its sum will be periodic or not, you have to check this. How you will check? The time period of these three signals are given here. Here t1 is given as 4 seconds. t2 is 1.25 seconds. And t3 is root 2 seconds. Now you have to check first t1 by t2. t1 by t2, which is 4 by 1.25. 4 by 1.25. And obviously, you can write it 400 by 125. This is the ratio of integer. So it is a rational number. So t1 by t2 is rational. It is okay. Rational. Now we have to check t1 by t3 also. And t1 by t3 is 4 by root 2. It is not a ratio of integer. So it is irrational number. So you can see here t1 by t2 is rational, but t1 by t2 is irrational. So one of the ratio is irrational, and hence the sum of these three signals will not be a periodic signal. Because both ratio is not rational here, so not periodic. Not periodic. This is not periodic. x1, x2, x3 is periodic, but their sum will not be a periodic because ratio is not rational. For periodic signal, sum is periodic only when the ratio is rational. Let us consider second example here. Three periodic signals are given, y1, y2, and y3. And these three signals are added together. And now the question is whether sum is periodic or not. So here T1 is 1.08 second. T2 is 3.6 second. 3.6 second, and T3 is 2 point. This is actually point here. 2.025 second. Now you have to check whether the sum is periodic or not. How you will check? Just you have to determine ratio. Which ratio? T1 by T2 and T1 by T3. You have to determine these two ratios to check whether it is periodic or not. And what is T1 by T2? T1 by T2 is 1.08 divided by 3.6. And when you will solve this ratio 1.08 divided by 3.6, you will get 3 by 10. 3 by 10. So this is a ratio of two integers. So this one is rational number. Rational number. Again, we have to check ratio T1 by T3 means 1.08 divided by 2.025. 025. And when you will solve this ratio, it will come 8 by 15. 8 by 15. And again, this is ratio of integers, so rational number. Rational number. So in this case, you can see here the ratio of its fundamental time period is rational number in both the cases. So sum will be a periodic signal. So in this case, both the ratio is rational. So it is a periodic signal. And now if it is a periodic signal, then what will be its fundamental time period? What will be its fundamental interval? So for fundamental interval, it is very easy to determine fundamental interval. Just you have to calculate LCM, the fundamental interval of this sum. Fundamental interval of YT will be equal to LCM of T1, T2 and T3. Just you have to determine LCM of T1, T2 and T3. You will get its fundamental interval. So the now question is how you will determine LCM of these three time period. Here T1 is 1.08, or you can write this is 1.08. This is 1.08, or you can say this is 108 divided by 100, or you can say this is equal to 27 by 25. This is time period of Y1. Similarly, T2 is 3.6, or you can write it 36 by 10, or you can write it 18 by 5. And T3 is 2.0. This is point actually. This is point. This is not comma. 2.025. So you can solve it. It will come 2025 divided by 1000, and after cancellation of common term, you will get it is 81 by 40. So this is time period T1, T2, T3 of signal Y1, Y2 and Y3 respectively. Now the question is how you will calculate the LCM of fraction. How you will calculate LCM of fraction. So there is a technique to calculate LCM of the fraction. LCM of the fraction is LCM of numerator divided by LCM of denominator. Sorry, HCF of denominator. So here time period will be LCM. This is technique to determine LCM of fraction. LCM of fraction will always be equal to LCM of numerator. LCM of numerator and HCF of denominator. HCF of denominator. The fundamental HCF of denominator. This is technique to determine LCM of fraction. This is actually LCM of these three data. And LCM of fraction will be LCM of numerator divided by HCF of denominator. HCF of denominator. This is technique to determine LCM of fraction. And I hope you know how to determine LCM. The LCM of these 27, 80 and 81 will be 162. And HCF of these three will be 5. So the answer is 32.4 seconds. 32.4 seconds. So this is all about the basic property of the periodic signal. And in next lecture, I will discuss some more properties of the periodic signal. And I will solve some more numerical example based on the periodic signal. So in conclusion, you can say the periodic signal is signal that repeats its nature after a fixed interval of time, and the smallest interval is called time period. This is one property. And the second one is periodic signal can be shifted either in right or in left by a multiple of fundamental time period. Or you can say for periodic signal xt and xt plus t minus t, xt plus minus 2t, xt plus minus nt will be equal. Similarly for discrete signal xn and xn plus n will be equal. Here the smallest interval is called fundamental period, fundamental interval or time period. There are some property of periodic signal which I have discussed. It is everlasting, means it will start from minus infinity to plus infinity. It will never start from 0 theoretically. Under one time interval, the area of the periodic signal will always be same. This area and this area will always be same. Will always be same. And this is all about the sum of two periodic signal or more than two periodic signal. Whether sum of two periodic signal or more than two periodic signal will be periodic or not. So for this you have to check the ratio of its time period. If it is rational, then it will be aperiodic, otherwise it will be aperiodic signal. And if it is periodic, if the sum of these three signal, this periodic signal is periodic, then what will be the fundamental period of the resultant signal? Then the answer is fundamental period of the resultant signal will be LCM of these three fundamental period. So I have solved these two numerical example to make it clear. In next lecture, I will discuss some numerical example and some basic property of periodic signal also.